Hello, I'm Shane Schulz, and you're listening to the WEGO Health Podcast. WEGO Health is a network of over 100,000 patient advocates, influencers, and experts helping others and transforming healthcare. The following interview is from the WEGO Health Awards Winner Series.
Hey, Jackie, it's great to have you here today.
Thanks, Shane. Good to be here.
It is really awesome to have you. And we have a tremendous interview coming up, and that is with a good friend of mine. Her name is Jessica Gimeno. So why don't you tell us a little bit about her?
Jessica was the winner of our Health Activist Hero Award this year, and it's no surprise to me because she uses her website, Fashionably Ill, to share her experience surviving both mental and physical pain of 5 illnesses, but with style and humor. She also writes for the Huffington Post, The Mighty, and she had a TEDx talk, which is called How to Get Stuff Done When You're Depressed. It surpassed over 250,000 views. She really is a hero to all of us.
She really is. And let's get right to this interview because it's worth it.
We are really having a great time here at the WEGO Health Awards of 2016, having the greatest time with a whole lot of different people and their great pursuit of all the purposes that they have in helping others. And I am sitting here with a very good friend of mine who has been really wonderful in helping others. Her name is Jessica Gimeno. Jessica, how are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. It's wonderful to see you.
Good to see you too, Shane. It's nice to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while. We had you on one of my shows with the Speaking of the Heart Network not too long ago, and hopefully you'll be on some more in the near future.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Excellent. So tell me why it is that you're here at the WEGO Awards. What award are you up for?
I'm a finalist in Health Activist Hero. So I'm a health activist, writer, TEDx speaker, and fighter. I help people with mental illnesses. I used to work in mental health nonprofit, helping young adults and their children and families who have depression or bipolar disorder. I have bipolar disorder. And I also help people with chronic pain diseases, addressing that intersectionality that is so rarely addressed of people living with a combination of a psychiatric illness and a chronic pain disease. So I have a few chronic pain diseases, Myasthenia Gravis, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so a lot of my readers of Fashionably Ill, my website is called Fashionably Ill, and I launched it 4 years ago. They have combinations like lupus and bipolar disorder, RA and bipolar disorder, Parkinson's and depression, and they tell me that they finally found someone telling their story.
I don't doubt that. You have an excellent way of being able to be identified by a lot of different people who are going through a lot of different challenges and struggles in life, both mentally and medically. You have a unique way of being able to associate what your challenges and struggles are. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Every day I wake up in pain to varying degrees. I've lived with chronic physical pain for 8 years, and I've had bipolar disorder my whole life. That's the only disease of my 5 illnesses that I've been in the ring with my entire life. Mm-hmm. The other were acquired. And so I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at 18. After a friend's suicide, I was motivated to research the illness and get professional help because previously I'd asked for help and the adults in my life weren't helpful. So I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 at 18. I was diagnosed with a polycystic ovarian syndrome at 19. And then my whole life changed when I was diagnosed with Myasthenia Gravis, an incurable autoimmune disease at 24. I also have psoriasis and asthma. So every day I wake up in pain. And when that happens, I play Eye of the Tiger. I put on my Rocky boxing gloves and I pray to God for strength to get through another day. So people always say, oh, what's the hardest disease? And, you know, suffering is something that's hard to quantify. I never like to say I have it worse than another person or they have it worse than me. I think of myself as Rocky, and my 5 illnesses are Rocky's different opponents. So bipolar disorder is my Apollo Creed. There never would have been a Rocky series without Apollo, right? That's the first fight. And that's how I fight. And the polycystic ovarian syndrome is my Ivan Drago, because I've had that for over a decade. And that fight was like forever. You know, I think it was like 15 rounds or something. Mm-hmm. So myasthenia gravis is my Mason Dixon because it makes me tired. It makes me feel old sometimes. And Rocky was much older when he fought Mason Dixon. So he was tired and he was in pain all the time. Yeah. And then a psoriasis, usually my Clubber Lang, and asthma is like Tommy Gunn.
Okay. Well, I'll let you figure it out. Who's the most difficult one?
In boxing, they say styles make fights. So it's not that one is more difficult than the other. Objectively speaking, it's just that they're all different. So when I was a teenager, I struggled with suicidal thoughts. If you'd have told me that I'd be doing as well as I am now when I was like 17 or 18, I couldn't imagine that. So I'm in a much better place now than I ever was then. And so at different points and different times in my life, the Myasthenia Gravis, after I was diagnosed, I was bedridden for over a year. And I was given a 50-50 shot of living. I've had surgery without anesthesia. Basically, I've had surgery. I don't even enjoy that, much less surgery without anesthesia. So it's not enjoyable, but I don't want to say one is harder than the other. I'd say different opponents present different challenges because they have different styles.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. That makes total sense to me. Okay. So you mentioned TEDx. And when I first met you and you said TEDx, I was all about that because I think that being on TEDx takes a certain quality, a person, a certain type of talent to be able to do and everything like that. And when I saw your video, I was so impressed what it is that you were able to do. So you did your TEDx and it was all about how to perform and how to actually, get things done while being in depression, right? So how was that experience for you?
It was a great experience. The exact name of the TEDx talk is How to Get Stuff Done When You Are Depressed. It recently surpassed 250,000 views.
Wow.
And almost every day I get messages from people around the world through my email, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter about the talk. And I try to respond to every single one. It's hard. I'd have to quit my job to do that. But people share their life with me and I love people. It's great that people feel comfortable doing that, sharing a part of their lives. Sometimes they ask specific questions like, how can I exercise when I'm depressed? Or I have this goal and I can't do it, or I'm in school. What do I do? The way the talk originated, when I was diagnosed at 18, I felt a sense of freedom after years of fighting in the dark. Mm-hmm. I had this nameless, faceless enemy, and now I finally had a name to it. Right. And medication, therapy, and a support network helped me get better, but I wasn't really taught coping skills. So I had this goal. I wanted to finish school, and nobody really told me what to do on those days when you're depressed. And so I developed these creative strategies to get me through school. And I use them today, even today with the depression and the chronic pain and working. So that's what I wanted to share with people is that you can still go after your goals. You may experience many detours, but I feel as though as long as we're alive, there is still hope.
There's no question about it. And that definitely resounds within you. Because when people hear the list of things that you have been challenged by, it's very easy to start losing hope, right? I mean, from their standpoint, right? But then there's you, and you are anything but losing hope. You're giving hope to others, whether it be Fashionably Ill, or whether it be the TEDx talk that you did, or whether it be the numerous interviews that you've done, or whether it be the other projects that you're doing in the near future and everything. I mean, you are doing numerous things. One of them is actually in debate, right, in regards to what it is that you like to pursue as far as your career. Tell me about how does that work? Does that actually have something to do with your fight when it comes to deflecting of what it is that you go through on an everyday basis?
Well, I competed in high school and college. I was a national quarterfinalist and national semifinalist in college and a state champion in impromptu speaking. So what I love about coaching high school students, which is what I do now, is that we get to talk about real life events. These kids read reams and reams of research, and they get to see things from multiple perspectives. And I think in our society, we value having an opinion, but we don't always value logic or having information. And so they know that I do mental health advocacy. There was a mental health reform package a bunch of advocates and I were on for over a year. Currently, post-election, I'm a part of an organization that's fighting to save and strengthen the ACA. 22 million people, myself included, got insurance through it. So I'm using those skills that we talk about in debate to actually help people. And my students know I do that. So they know it's not all theoretical, that there's real life applications for what we're doing, and we can help people, people who need their health insurance. Suffering comes in many different packages. but empathy is universal. And I think that's one of the things I emphasize with my students.
Wow. Okay. What are some things that you plan on doing in the near future? I mean, you got a long list as it is, but I know that you're working on some things in the near future that you're planning on being able to help others even more so.
So there are a few things. First is the book. I wrote a book. It's going through some rewrites. It's a book that'll be the same subject as my TEDx talk, how to get stuff done when you're depressed. I hear that the publishers are the ones who decide on the titles. So the best way to stay up to date on the book would be to subscribe to my free newsletter on my website, Fashionably Ill. Because I don't have exact dates right now. There's one publisher I'm talking to, another literary agent I'm talking to right now. We'll see where that goes, but it's going to be general strategies for getting stuff done when you're depressed, half how-to, half memoir, with a special section for students in school and a special section for employees in the workplace.
Oh.
And I'm filming a pilot for a TV show right now. One of the things I love to do is I give makeovers to women with illnesses, women who have disabilities. I want to redefine what beauty is, and it's not a makeover about high heels. And I think historically makeovers have been about getting a man or pleasing a man. If you look at pop culture, this is not about that. The current woman I'm giving a makeover to, and we're filming it for the pilot, is a woman who just beat stage 4 cancer. Okay. And she's amazing. They told her she was going to die, basically. They said it was incurable. And she beat it less than a year ago now. So I'm trying to tell a story through fashion. It's a celebration of life. And she's a fighter. I told her, I said, you're more badass than Wonder Woman and Lara the Tomb Raider and Olivia Pope combined. We're going to, put together a wardrobe that says that. You're the ultimate fighter. Having the TV show would allow me financially to give more makeovers. Because right now I'm very creative. I look at sales and different specials. Some of them only happen once a year. Yep. So I would be allowed to do more of that. And then I have my advocacy work. Like I said, right now I'm working with a group called the Healthcare Rights Coalition, and it's made up of writers from different publications. So I write for the Huffington Post. And then we have people from the Mighty and lawyers and people with political science degrees and public health policy degrees. I have a political science degree. And I've learned so much from these wonderful people. And then the name of my website is Fashionably Ill. I don't know if I mentioned that. So the URL is www.jessicagimeno.com. That's Gimeno with a G. People who subscribe get a free depression toolkit. In the TED Talk, I could only talk about 3 things. There's a time limit. So 3 strategies. The toolkit comes with the top 10 tricks for getting stuff done when you're depressed. And then it also comes with 4 scripts to help you advocate for yourself, like to talk to professors, how do you get accommodations? To talk to an employer, how do you get an accommodation? And to how to talk to your loved ones about depression or bipolar disorder. Scripts people can modify.
Well, every time I talk to you, I am just so more and more impressed. It's amazing. I am not taken back at all the fact that you are up for the Health Activist Hero Award. And certainly, for you to be up for the 3rd consecutive year, I'm not even altogether surprised. You are pretty damn amazing. You really are. For what it is that you go through, you have a unique way about yourself. You're a fighter. But more importantly, you're a storyteller, right? You have a way of being able to tell a story that people can identify with. There's a lot of people that can go through a lot of different challenges and struggles, and they don't really communicate real well with it because they just don't know how to. You have that capability, and while you're doing the things that you're doing, you're now the voice for them, and I know that you know that. The things that you have done, the things that you are planning on doing, it's just amazing every single time. No matter how it is that you feel, you always have that smile on your face. And it's one that is so warming. It's one that makes so much of a difference to a whole lot of people. And I'm just so glad that you're here with WEGO Awards and sitting here with us because you're a pretty special person. I certainly appreciate you, and I look forward to working with you again.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to the awards ceremony this week. All of them.
So, okay, one last time. How can people find you in order to be able to benefit from your experiences and your hope and the positivity that you bring?
The name of my website, www.jessicagimeno.com. And if you can't remember that, just Google Fashionably Ill. You'll get to my website, and The TEDx Talk is there, how to get stuff done when you are depressed. It's also on YouTube. And then I am on Twitter and Instagram as Jessica Gimeno. I'm on LinkedIn too as Jessica Gimeno. And if you look for Fashionably Ill on Facebook, we have a community page. You should be able to find me there as well.
Okay.
Oh, and then my email is jessica@jessicagimeno.com.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck being the hero activist and for the WEGO Awards for 2016. And I hope you enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
All right. Thank you so much. That's Jessica Gimeno, folks. She is pretty amazing. Every single time that I talk to her, I feel more and more amazed at what it is that she does. And she is so influential in ways that just make such a difference. So it's a wonderful time to be able to have people like Jessica with us here at the WEGO Health Awards. To learn more and to join the WEGO Health Network, visit www.wegohealth.com. That's www.wegohealth.com.